8 a.m. everyone. I am Judilyn Makasinag, your host for today. I am PSET English. Welcome to my podcast. Okay, let's talk about teaching profession. Teaching profession about life as a teacher. A teacher is a person who helps students to acquire knowledge, competence, or virtue. Formally, the role of teacher may be taken on by anyone. That you must know about teaching as a profession is that teaching is about inspiring and motivating students to realize and exceed their potentials. The greatest teachers of all time have devoted their life in inspiring and empowering their students to achieve great things and be a good human being. Okay, let's talk about what is the key role of a teacher. Remember those classes where your teachers would share stories with you, explain complex topics through fun activities, and share their experiences and love for their subjects? They are not ordinary teachers because they are your mentors. They are the one who inspires students not just by teaching a subject but by sharing a bond, exchanging thoughts, and building upon them. If this is what you want to reflect in your teaching career as well, then teaching career could just be the perfect profession for you. Okay, several studies show that subject matter knowledge, teaching skills, and personality are the key factors that influence students' learning patterns. Become a great mentor and teacher for the students and achieve milestones. Thinking of how to go about teaching as a profession? Okay, we have academic path. To build a career in teaching, you need to understand the educational requirements as well. There is no greater requirement to excel in the teaching other than passion, but you need the right qualification to pursue a career in teaching. There are many ways to pursue teaching as a profession. Some of them are mentioned as follows. The first one is nursery teacher or pre-primary teacher. If you want to pursue teaching as a profession and are interested in teaching only pre-primary students, then you can follow this career path. Nursery or pre-primary school teachers are involved in teaching young children in the age group of 2 to 5 years. Some of the nursery schools are often referred to as kindergarten schools as they follow kindergarten educational methods. Some of the nursery schools also follow the Montessori educational approach, and they are called Montessori schools. These schools prepare students to transition from home to primary schools by teaching the basics of communication, language, and numbers. They mostly use various activities such as playing, singing, drawing, coloring, arranging objects in order, and other practical tasks. Okay, now let's talk about primary school teachers. Primary school teachers are involved in teaching students of class 1 to class 5 and play an important role in the overall development of the students. If you want to take up a teaching career but only for primary classes, then follow this career pathway. As a primary school teacher would make the learning experience of students more enriching by teaching them on a broad range of topics. Okay, now let's move to college and university teachers. If you are interested in teaching as a profession but only wish to teach in colleges or universities, then you can follow this career pathway. College and universities teachers, also called lecturers at the beginning of a career in teaching, are senior most qualified teaching professions. They teach in government or private colleges and universities. A career in teaching can be rewarding. It not only offers you a chance to impact young minds but also makes you immensely satisfied with the work you do. With great opportunities come greater challenges, but these challenges should not define your decisions. They should prepare you for what the future holds. Since no job is easy, every profession has its own sets of challenges, and teaching as a profession may have a few roadblockers too. Therefore, before you venture into a teaching career, you should keep in mind other things. are focused and passionate enough to take up teaching as a profession, then dealing with such challenges can be a care walk for you. Not only does a career in teaching give you the power to nurture the leaders for tomorrow, but it also instills in you the need to never stop learning. To pursue a career in teaching, you must be aware of both the rewards as well as the challenges. Teaching gives you the chance to inspire and empower the bright young minds and build a better tomorrow. However, before you decide to become a teacher, it could be a good idea to assess your personality, interest, and aptitudes to be sure of yourself. You may take the help of an expert career guide who can help you understand your true strengths and weaknesses. What is teaching again? Teaching is the profession of those who give instruction, especially in elementary schools or secondary schools or in a university. Measures in terms of its members, teaching is the world's largest profession. In the first century, it was estimated that there were about 80 million teachers throughout the world. Though their roles and functions vary from country to country, the variations among teachers are generally greater within a country than they are between communities or countries. Yes, because it's useful. Depends.
Over the edge, feel like I'm floating through the air. The pain I felt is
Okay, that constitute teaching depends more on the age of the persons being taught than on any other thing. This is to recognize three subgroups of teachings: primary schools or elementary schools teachers, secondary schools teachers, and university teachers. Elementary school teachers are by far the most numerous worldwide, making up nearly half of all teachers in some developed countries and three-fourths or more in developing countries. Teachers at the university level are the smallest group. The entire teaching corps, wherever its members may be located, shares most of the criteria of a profession, namely a process of informal training, a body of specialized knowledge, a procedure for certifying or validating membership in the profession, and a set of standards of performance, intellectual, practical, and ethical, that is defined and enforced by members of the profession. Teaching young children and even adolescents could hardly have been called a profession anywhere in the world before the 20th century, in which the relatively young and untrained women and men who held most of the teaching positions kept schools or heard lessons because they have been better than average pupils themselves. They had learned the art solely by observing and imitating their own teachers. Only university professors and possibly a few teachers of elite secondary schools would have merited being called members of a profession in the sense that medical doctors, lawyers, or priests were professionals. In some countries, even today, primary school teachers may accurately be described as semi-professionals. The dividing line is imprecise. It is useful, therefore, to consider the following question: what is the status of the profession? What kind of work are done? Or how is the profession are organized? Okay, is experience the best teacher? Common sense say that experience is the best teacher. Bingo. The lessons from experience are powerful, the more painful, the stronger the lesson. If we face a risk frequently and experience the painful consequences of bad decisions, we quickly learn and adapt to change our behavior. Okay, now let's talk about 5 most rewarding moments every teacher experiences. Number 1, influencing the future. As a teacher, you are giving children the skills they need to go out into the world and succeed. Number 2, help build self-esteem. 3, you get to work in a fun and creative setting. 4, every day is different and exciting. And last one is, you make learning fun. Okay guys, thank you for listening to this week's episode of my podcast. I really enjoyed talking about this topic. Okay, if you want to learn more about what we talked about today, please visit my website, judymacasinag.com. Thank you. Bye!